Hey guys, Angus here, bringing another Airsoft video today. Today we're going to be taking a look at the King Arms Real Wood Conversion Kit for Thompson 1928 Airsoft AEG models. Now where you can purchase this wood kit, it's available overseas, but if you want to buy in the United States of America, it is available at evic.com for $110. That's roughly what you're probably around the area you're going to pay for a good Thompson wood kit, especially considering I believe this is the only one available for the 1928s. It's kind of what you're stuck with. This wood kit is compatible with not only the King Arms, also the Marui Thompsons and the CYMA model, which is shown here. However, it doesn't exactly fit 100% on the CYMA. We'll get into that a little bit later though. It does make the gun look very, very nice. The walnut real wood on here is a much better, big step up from the false plastic wood you get on the gun when you first get it. I think it's definitely worth buying the real wood kit for this weapon. Let's go ahead and get into a brief overview of the real wood conversion kit. I'll tell you what I liked and didn't like about this kit. Let's go ahead and get into it. The real wood kit will come packaged in a small cardboard box for what you're getting, with the large sticker on the front stating this is the real wood conversion kit for the 1928 models. Inside the cardboard box you will have all three of your walnut pieces to replace the plastic pieces on the Thompson. They are wrapped securely in bubble wrap that is taped very tightly to prevent scratches, damage to the product while it is inside the box. You'll also have a small plastic bag containing your metal butt plate and various attachment screws. There's a reason I'm not making an installation video for this wood kit. You do get an installation guide or manual inside the box as well. This is actually very helpful when installing the product. It has pictures in there as well as detailed written instructions telling you how to attach each piece. The installation guide, nice help. This would probably be easy to figure out if you didn't have the guide, but it is nice to have those written instructions there in case you're not 100% on what you're doing. This product came packaged extremely well. I doubt it'll be damaged during shipping. Now let's get to the actual wood kit. Installing the real wood conversion kit was an absolute breeze if you use the included installation guide. One thing I forgot to mention in the intro is that this real wood kit actually doesn't add that much weight to it. Some wood kits add quite a bit of weight to the gun because, you know, real wood is heavier than the false plastic wood you get. However, this only adds maybe a half a pound. That's about it. There's really not too much weight difference from the original cheaper plastic wood. This is just a lot better quality, better feeling, but not too much heavier. Let's get on to the installation of each piece. The front grip was the easiest out of the three pieces of the conversion kit to install. Just slip out two screws off of the old false wood from the Thompson and insert them in order to screw this piece on. I had absolutely no trouble at all screwing this on, tighten them in real easy. It's actually pretty secure on there as opposed to the original false wood, which is a slight bit of wobble on it. This has a absolute very tiny bit of jiggle, but otherwise it's very secure on there. This was the easiest part to install, hands down. But of course, easiness cannot last forever. The first bit of trouble I had with this wood kit fitting was on the pistol grip. Now the CYMA Thompson uses a small screw to attach the false wood pistol grip to the body of the weapon. The small screw on this is, however, too short to fit the deeper hole inside the bottom of the pistol grip to be screwed on. As you can see, the CYMA Thompson screw is only this big. So as you can see, very tiny, and again, the hole in the bottom of the real wood pistol grip is just too deep for this to fit. So no big deal, right? You can go ahead and just find a slightly bigger screw, which you actually have left over after installing the front grip and the stock, to just screw it in there. It'll slip down into the deeper hole, and you can tightly secure that real wood pistol grip on there. However, there is a bit of an issue with that. In order for the grip to be securely onto the lower receiver, you need to tighten that screw all the way in. When you do that, again, doesn't seem like too much, it's pressing up against the motor, which raises the motor, and when you pull the trigger, although the pistol grip is securely on, the motor screeches, which as we know is not healthy for the weapon. Therefore, what I came up for as a solution was to only have that screw half tightened in. As you can see, the pistol grip isn't 100% secure up against that lower receiver. There is a little bit of open room there where the pistol grip can slide down. However, it's not terribly awful, and most of the time it stays in place fairly well. So that was the first bit of trouble I encountered, was that their screw was too short and a too long screw had caused the motor to screech. The real wood stock for the Thompson 1928 looks rather nice, and it also fits in place fairly well. It's very secure. There's actually a screw that doesn't quite fit when you're attaching it to the CYMA, but it stays on very securely. It's very solid. There is no wobble, no moving at all. It's secured straight on to the metal body of the gun, and it is secure. However, there are a couple things I didn't care for too much about the real wood stock over the false wood stock. First one of those being the fact that I'm now missing my rear sling swivel. The reason for this is that the metal sling swivel that was attached to the false wood stock of the original CYMA Thompson didn't want to fit on here. As you can see, there are two holes for you to screw the sling swivel back in. Unfortunately, those holes are too far apart for the sling swivel to reach. Therefore, it'd be lopsided and only secured in one way, and it'd be swinging around in circles back there and definitely would not hold the gun's weight when it's on a sling. Also, the screws didn't really have anything to bite into if you were able to get the sling swivel in there. The wood there is only maybe a couple centimeters thick, and the screws are more so attached to the sling swivel than they are to the actual wood of the stock. Therefore, again, with the weight of the gun on a sling, that sling swivel would probably come popping off. As you can see, it looks a little beat up there because I did try some wood glue, some crazy glue to attach it. However, nothing really wanted to work. So I didn't care for that I did actually lose my rear sling swivel because it wouldn't exactly fit with the screws on there. However, I wasn't as upset about the sling swivel as I was disappointed with the butt plate and the stock. Now, as you remember, on the original false wood stock of the CYMA Thompson, the butt plate, you opened that small metal hole there, pulled outward, and the butt plate swung downward to reveal your battery compartment. Unfortunately, on the real wood stock, there is no swivel option. This opens up, but that's about it, and you can't fit your battery through that small hole. So in order to access your battery compartment, you need to unscrew and remove the whole metal butt plate in order to get to your battery compartment and your small type connector. Inserting the wires back into the battery compartment and attaching them out the other end, really no big deal, pretty easy, just a little tough running the wire through towards the back end of the stock. Battery space in here, it's roughly equivalent to the exact same amount of space you had in the original false wood stock. The batteries you can fit in here being the 8.4 volt mini battery that you do get with the gun, and you can probably fit some nunchucks and some butterfly types in here as well. Battery compartment, it's nice. I can still house a larger battery in there. The only thing though, it's really annoying. I gotta unscrew, pull off that butt plate in order to access it instead of having to swivel down. Otherwise, the stock is actually fairly nice quality, and it's really nice in the weapon. And there's just been a basic overview of the King Arms Real Wood Conversion Kit for 1928 Thompson Airsoft AG models. Despite the few cons this wood kit has, being the butt plate you do now have to unscrew in order to access your battery compartment, the rear sling swivel can't really be attached too well, and the pistol grip is also a little loose, the Real Wood Kit really does a great job making this gun look awesome and feel awesome. The real wood is not cheap at all. It's not that cheap kind of Chinese fake wood that you sometimes get. This is really secure. I believe it's walnut. Feels nice. Doesn't add too much weight to the gun though. Is it worth it? You really have to ask yourself that question. $110 might be a little too high for some people to pay, and really it comes down to the question, do I want to make my gun look externally good? If you're me, who when I'm not playing, likes to hang out my gun on the wall and say, look at that, this product is for me. But if you're not like that, I suppose the false wood will work just fine. So, it's just been a basic overview of the King Arms Real Wood Conversion Kit for Thompson 1928s. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe.